program Uganda Tukole musaffe yokuba tujja nga tutunuulira results oba okubala kw'abantu kwe twakavaamu results nga bwe ekitongole kya IBOS kye baatuwa mwe baatulagira nti kati tuli miliyoni 46 ez'Abannayuganda ekyenjawulo ekiriwo nti ku miliyoni 46 abakyala be basingako obungi balinga miliyoni 23 Ggwanga ajja kuba atunnyonnyola abantu bali bameka ate era kwoteeka n'abasajja baliko wansi ensiko bakazi batusingako ate era kwoteeka bwetegereza population yonna nga bweyimiridde abaana abavubuka bakolera ddala percentage eri waggulu. Mr. Okoth, you're most welcome on Uganda Tukole.
Thank you very much, and thank you, the viewers.
Okay. Please introduce yourself, what you do, where you're from, for our beloved viewers to know the right person.
First of all, I want to thank you for hosting us. My name is Didaka Sokoth, Senior Public Relations Officer at Uganda Bureau of Statistics. And I have to apologize to the viewers today that I'll be using English.
Luganda English.
But I'll request the moderator to put it in the local language so that I don't make a cultural mistake.
Okay, Mr. Okoth, tulabye ebbanga mwezi ogwokutaano nga mmwe ekitongole kya IBOS mwasalawo ne mugamba nti akatugende tubeeko tubale abantu nga bwe kiri mu ssemateeka nti oluvannyuma lwa myaka 10 after 10 years we're supposed to go into census. How was the process?
First of all, I want to thank Ugandans for actually responding to the census. In fact, we were overwhelmed by the number of calls and the interests that the population showcased to participate in the census. And I want to assure all our viewers this afternoon that we had a very smooth process. Of course, census is a long-term exercise which starts with proper planning. We started to plan. Kuteka. Era tutandise in 2021.
So you started in 2021 preparing?
Yes, to prepare for the census in terms of budgeting, in terms of equipment, because you know we're going to have what we call the digital census.
Okay. And actually it was first of its kind.
It was first of its kind in this country. So we expect, and of course we are sure, that the process, which involved of course the digital technology, it also involved the training of people how to use these tablets. It involved questionnaire development. You know, you had some people saying that the questions are so many, 160 plus questions. All these questions were very relevant because they were generated out of high-level consultation. We consulted all stakeholders, the cultural institutions, the religious institutions, the civil society, the academia, the government, so that we have all interest of all parties included in the census results. And that's why you realize that some of the household questions were really so exorbitant, and they were very also specific in nature. For example, I just want to give an example. If you talk of someone of disability, we had if someone says, I am disabled,
you had some questions.
We have some questions purposely for that question. Actually, is it that you can't hear? Is it the eye? Is it the nose? Is it the leg? You know,
some people were complaining. The questions were different. You understand? For example, some age bracket, me the questions that I was asked, they were totally different from my mom.
Yeah. Why? Because it also depended on the age group.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're youth.
So when you are planning, you plan that each age group has specific questions.
Yeah, but also the questions were supposed to be responded to by the head of a household. For example, if we came to your household and we find that you are the head, obviously you'll be able to answer all the questions. And the time taken to answer those questions depended on how many people are in that household, or how many people spend what we call the census night. And you know, there was a bit of confusion. People did not understand the census night. The census night is a reference point where all questions that were being asked during census enumeration could relate to. So that was like the base.
So ekiro kya census ebibuzo byonna bimwabuuza mwalina birireetinga kwolwo olunaku omwasaza ati wano wasula wa
kyekyo kubanga we would ask you how many people spent the census night or the night of 9th in your household yenyine. Okay. Then you give us their details in terms of education, in terms of what they do, and so on and so forth. So generally, in terms of process, we started with the consultation to ensure that we have all questions included. We also did what we call, in terms of infrastructure, what did we want to have? Okay. We wanted to have a reliable tablet, wanted to have a power bank, for example, wanted to have a reliable internet system whereby the data would be transferred directly to our data center. That's why we had what we call a dashboard. On this dashboard, we had two colors, green and like coffee brown or red. Now, where we would see coffee brown, it would automatically tell us that this household is not yet counted. When we see green, we know this household has been counted. And that's why we're accurate in terms of coverage.
So this system that you used, it had a, how do they call it, a GPS?
Yeah, we did what we call the census mapping. You asked me about the process. Now, in terms of process, also have what we call the census mapping. During the mapping exercise, that's where we identify the various households. We identify the various physical features. We also identify the social amenities in terms of hospital, school. So we are able to tell that here there is a school, here there is a borehole, here there is a household belonging to Mr. Koth, here there is a household belonging to so and so. So in fact, I can tell you that we know the whole country, even the owners of the households, we know them. We know that this road passes here, and we know that this road is either feeder road, it is a maram, it is tarmac. We have all that in our what we call the mapping program.
Okay, Mr. Koth, that was the
process.
Yes. That was the process of first planning. Now,
which of course ended with what we call recruitment of people who are going to do work.
Of course, we shall discuss about that, because we heard that some people are still complaining the war.
It's okay.
Okay. Now, let us look at some of the challenges, because I remember when you people had started the system, we saw some of the challenges that we were seeing physically, the network. You understand? The people that you had recruited into work out, we didn't have gadgets. People didn't have reflectors, didn't have tabs, bags. Some of them never had lunch, and then you're telling us that you had prepared well for the process.
I can assure you, we had a very good exercise. And I want to clarify to the viewers that the issue of people complaining, I didn't have a bag, I didn't have a reflector jacket, these were just additions. The main item that every enumerator needed to have was the tablet.
Yes.
And the functioning tablet.
But we saw that when most people had those tablets, some people never knew how to use them.
Now, the issue of usability, knowing how to use, that means that during the training, which happened for over 7 days of training, everyone was trained using those tablets. Okay? Now, the issue that you had some people complaining, especially on the first day.
Yeah, the first day.
It was just on the first day.
The first and second.
Yeah, maybe that public holiday, which was a Friday, and maybe Saturday. It was simply because...
And then in the last days, we saw, especially some remote areas, to reach. People were...
Harder to reach. Yes, harder to reach. Yeah, because those are some of the challenges that we faced. But now I want to start with the first challenge, that some people were not able to access what we call the EA, the enumeration area or the village. That was simply caused because the area had not had sufficient mapping. Okay? So some areas, some villages were missing on the map, the digital map I'm telling you, where we would view from the dashboard or from the servers that this village, this is Kawempe, it has such a number of households. So
churches.
So maybe few of them were missing what we call the EA. But of course, we want to thank our technical team. They resolved it as fast as possible. And every enumerator was able to log in and ensure that they were able to capture the various households as they were stated in those places. In fact, we did not leave any household out.
Okay.
The households, in addition to that, the little challenge which we had in allocation of the households in the map or on the tablet, the other challenge we got was the hard to reach areas. And during that time, it was also raining.
Yeah.
So some roads were cut by
Especially
water.
those northern regions.
Yes, Karamoja and so on, they were cut off. So we had challenge accessing some of the households. You saw a footage of an enumerator.
Yes, passing through water.
Yeah, holding his tablet out here. And so these were some of the challenges that they were not easily able to access some of the households. But again, I want to gazette Kampala as not easy to reach. I mean, easy to reach, but very hard to access. Kampala, Greater Kampala.
Yeah.
Greater Kampala, you can.
I think it hosts a lot of people.
It hosts. Now, when we talk of Greater Kampala, we mean Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. Okay, all these places are congested. It has a very high level of population.
Okay. Omulabi omulungi akyali ku program Uganda Tukole tutunuulidde ebibalo oba results ezatuweereddwa bannaffe aba UBOS mu batulagidde nti miliyoni 46 ez'abantu zeziri mu ggwanga lyaffe erya Uganda newankubadde tuli mu luzungu Luganda n'ebimu ku ebyo byennaakategeeramu babadde mukulu w'okotha akyatunnyonnyola ebuzimu okusanga gamba olw'okuba nti intaneti yavaavangako ekizibu ne bakinogera eddagala atera kwoteeka n'ebitundu ebimu ebyali ebizibu nnyo okutuuka mujja okusooka mutwaleko mulango babakama baffe bwe nkoma ate atunnyonnyola ebimu ku ebyo bye baazudde yabaffe lwaki ebitundu ebimu birina abantu bangi yategeera tebiina nnyo bantu bangi nnyo yabaffe lwaki bo balowooza lwaki abakazi babaddeko bangi nnyo okusinga ku basajja bwe nkoma tugenda okuba nga tutandikira nze Director Kiwalale.
Smart 24, driving business.
Amanya gange nze Namutebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere weewaawo abafere gye bali naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanye eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo 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 era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo mwebale nnyo mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
I am Muriel Jamila Hope, a student of Ebenezer Baptist Secondary School, a senior 4 candidate in Obongi District, Itula Sub-County, Dongo Village. And I am in the bakery class, currently studying, pursuing the course of bakery in Lira City. But why have I come here is to add more value, to add more knowledge on the skills that I have. Because when I came here, the skills that I have got is on the best ingredients that I can use to actually make good product. But our great congratulations to the government of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He's really a someone who is a mentor to everybody. He's really someone who is nationalistic, who is patriotic. We appreciate his duty towards our country, towards our women, so as we develop our economy. My congratulations to Grow Project and Newbies Foundation. We appreciate their efforts. They shouldn't regret their funding, their investment in women in such a vocational training, because it's for the betterment of our economy and to have a great future for the future generation.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
Luxury redefined at Seasand Hotel has you endowed in the splendor of elegant living, fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy, exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full-course meals for a truly out-of-this-world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at Seasan Hotel. So visit today at Plot 15 to 19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. Seasan Hotels, luxury redefined.
My friend, just enter. Everyone now has all access to Pearl Magic Prime. Kasim, give this man some biscuits.
They're over.
They're over. But you see these people here, they are on Go TV Plus, like you. But now they can watch big shows like Sanyu, or they can watch Beloved and they cry. So my friend, from now on, it's more magic to Uganda's best shows on Go TV Plus.
Cooking oil like no other makes your meal so sweet and scrumptious. The taste of Uganda, yeah, the taste of Uganda, the taste.
Smart 24, driving business.
Mulungi nyoge kubanga kulisa mulango babakamba baffe ikyali director Kiwalabye mu studio tuli ne Mr. Okoth okuva mu UBOS tutunulidde ensonga tukuba torch mu results banafa aba UBOS zibakatuwa oba aba UBOS bano kyekitongole kivunanyizibwa ku bibalo mu ggwanga batulaga nti katuli miliyoni 45 eyo tugendedde mu kitundu tugende mukumulamu mukulu abadde akyatunyonyola ebintu ebizimi basanga atera kwoteeka n'enkola gye bayitamu yokulabanga tutuuka ku miliyoni zino 46 n'abantu abagwamu ze batuwa. Mr. Okoth, let us go direct to the findings. What did you find in the census, you as boss, statistically?
First of all, statistics is a scientific activity. And
it's not theory.
There's no theory about it. There is a lot of empirical evidence in terms of what we report as the Bureau. For example, in terms of numbers, whichever figure we speak about, it must be very well verified and agreed upon based on the statistical principles that govern statistical production. This is by UN, but even within our act, we have provisions that guide how we do our work. Now, I heard a few individuals saying that they were not counted, and perhaps they don't know.
I say even some politicians politicking that we aren't counted.
You see, now let me just go back to the politics, the politicians. Statistics is not politically affiliated to anything.
Okay.
And I wouldn't actually want to see politicians trying to politicize politics. I mean to politicize statistics. Because when we produce statistics, we produce for everybody. We produce statistics that can be used by all political parties, businessmen, investors, even the people in their homes. They can start to appreciate, because we use numbers even in our homes. Yeah. Like for example, Derek, if you have 3 children at home, you can't begin buying 10 kilos of meat. No. You are wasting. You're wasting. Buy what is enough for you and your family. Now back to the point. Our total population, scientifically proven, is 45.9 million people. 45.9 million.
Approximately like 46.
Are approximately 46. Now, the male population stands at 22.49 million. 22 male. The female is at 23.4 million.
Okay.
When you look at the population growth rate, we stand at 2.9.
Okay.
And then when you look at the total number of households that we covered during census, these were 10.8 million households.
10.8? They have increased?
They have increased. Yeah. In the previous census in 2014, we covered about 7 million households. But here, yes, but here we covered 10.8 million. Now, the average household size, it has 4 members, 4.4 members. Like average across the country, in every home, you are most likely to find at least 4 members of the family. Okay. You get it?
That means that things of extended family are now fading out.
Of course, it's also reducing because of, I think, too much Christianity and so on, and their teaching. Now, for those who are saying that they were not counted,
actually they are.
During the launch of census, we reported
how are we sure that these are the final results?
We reported a complete coverage of 99.2%.
Okay.
Meaning that there is 0.8 which were not counted or were not reached.
Okay.
And these people were mostly within the Kampala metropolitan area.
Why?
Mukono, Wakiso,
Ntebe.
Those areas. Reason is because there are so many single household members in these areas.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? A man lives alone, or a lady lives alone in his or her own house. She wakes up in the morning, goes to work, comes back in the evening. So we found it hard to find them where? At home. Because remember, we're going household to household. We're not counting people on the road, no. This is a household census. We capture you from where you stay. You understand?
Yeah.
So, that of course could have affected the number, but it's not as significant as such to to cause a lot of conversation. And that's why I'm saying that people should not politicize that. You get it? Because 99.2% coverage.
These 0.8, they are the ones.
Those are the people I'm talking about. Okay. They were not counted. Then also we have so many gated communities in Kampala or Greater Kampala. You go to a home, you knock at the gate, no one opens.
Yeah.
You come back the next day, you knock, nobody opens. So accessibility became a challenge.
Especially in this
Kampala Metropolitan.
Okay.
So those were some of the challenges that we got during enumeration. But also, we tried our best to ensure that everyone was counted. We put out all our telephone contacts. Actually, management contact was put to the public. And we were telling people and encouraging the public that if you have not been counted, please call on this number so that we can reach your household. And those who did for sure, we counted them.
Okay.
We reached out to them and ensured that they were included in the population count.
So, Uganda muwuliddemu n'abeekwasa tinno temwabalwa mugabanafu abayibos baliwo enamba ze bateekawo nga gwe mwennyini bw'oba oliyo nga tewabalwa osobola okuba ku namba eyo ey'essimu n'obagamba bannange ze tebambala ne bajja ne bakubala.
Secondly, we also encourage the population to get in touch with their area LC1 chairman or chairpersons to schedule for them when they can be enumerated. For example, someone works in a window, wakes up all at 5, goes,
and comes back
late. But if they schedule with the LC1 chairperson of that area, they talk to us, they talk to someone who our field staff who's in the area. We could schedule.
So in summary,
for example, for example, we could say that in the 10 days, which was actually even extended, we extended it.
Yeah.
We say that we shall come to your household as early as 7 in the morning. We count you and you can work. Or you will come back by 6 so that we capture you, and then the day continues. You understand? And many people did that. But the other thing that we requested all the LC1 chairpersons to do was to write a recommendation to show a complete coverage of households in their areas. And we got those letters from LC1 chairmen. As an evidence, because they were the guides, they were the people who were moving with our enumerators, house to house, house to house. These were the guides.
They knew the places.
So because they knew the homes, they knew the owners, and so on and so forth. So they would move with them. So as a guide, you should be satisfied, first of all, yourself, that the work I've done in my area is sufficient. And now, when you're satisfied, then we shall also be satisfied, because we shall have known that all the households in your area have been covered. And this was done by many of these guides across the whole country. Okay. So I want to emphasize to our viewers that the results are very accurate, and it is a true reflection of our current population status in terms of male, female, total population, the children. And we also had statistics on the cities.
Now, before we go deep into that, I have a burning question that I would love to pose to you. Why do we have quite a lot of young generation despite of the birth controls?
In terms of a young population, first of all, I think Uganda is one of the most fertile countries. That every mother can actually produce averagely 3 to 4 children. But also, why are we having this bigger sense of population below 17 years? Also, the government has put in a lot of effort into our health systems. That now we are having so many preventable diseases being prevented using immunization. Polio, measles, those early childhood causes of death have now been reduced drastically. So many children have the chances of living beyond that age that the children no longer die. Our infant mortality rate has now reduced, I think, according to UDHS, I think from 100 something to about 54 deaths per 1,000 children produced. Yeah. So that means that our children now have more.
So bravo to the Ministry of Health.
Oh yeah, of course the government is doing a lot as far as Ministry of Health is concerned. And you see, that's why these statistics are very critical.
I always see President Museveni once he was at Tukole, and then he was like, "You, my bazukuru are here. If it wasn't my vision to immunize you,
yes,
you wouldn't have been here."
Exactly. Because remember, for example, for me when I was growing up in the early 90s, you'll find that almost in every 10 homes there is a lame child, or there is a lame person, which is no longer the case now. In fact, you can move the whole Kampala, you will not see a lame person in a household. Apart from now, the old ones The ones before polio was kicked out of Uganda. You remember that campaign?
Yeah.
Kicking polio out of Uganda?
Yes.
Yes. But to find now a lame person, they are not common. You know? So these disability issues, the government has to continue to fight. Now the things of children dying at an early age, the government has really struggled to ensure that more children are surviving.
And you see the results.
Yeah, we can see the results. It is showing. That's why now we have over 17 years. I mean, below 17 years, we have population of about 50% of the population of young people. Yeah, of course, in the other way, the policymakers may have to discuss it. What does it mean in terms of economic development?
Because now, when you look, they don't pay taxes.
They don't pay taxes and so on and so forth. But you see, for me, my role is to give statistics. That one I leave to the policymakers. Before
you people of UBOS giving us the final results, we saw a lot of people were assuming that now we are more than 45 million. Then boom, you people come out and they tell us that no, we are approximately 46. What has caused that?
You see,
as we expected, a lot of people.
You cannot begin assuming statistics. You cannot begin assuming that, my hen is now sitting on the eggs.
Because I saw even the president.
And my hens are now sitting on the eggs, and therefore, I know it is going to hatch all of them. For us, if we go to the field, handle the exercise scientifically, count, process the data, and give to the population the outcome of that exercise. Now, we should first of all run away from the assumptions. That I think
come back to reality.
We should come back to reality and appreciate the work of UBOS that has given us the figures scientifically, not by assumption. You get it?
Yeah.
Because once we go into assumptions, then we can even say that Uganda has 60 million people. Because you go to downtown Kampala, you will see multitude are there. They are shopping, they are moving, they are walking. You go to Namugongo, people are over in thousands. But here, this is an empirical evidence that I would beg than the.
I think there is also an increase because when you see from the recent carried census, we see that there is an increase of
11 million. No, 11 million.
11 million.
Yeah, 11 million. Because remember, in the last census, we were 34.6 million.
Yeah, there is an increase of 11.
So now we are talking of 45.9. That means there is an increase of 11 million point something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Omulungi akyali ku Smart 24 TV program Uganda Tukole n'otusonyiwa tugatisemu Luzungu Luganda bwe buli kyatambula ebintu ebyo binakafunamu okategenda okuva ewa kuli emirimu gyonna mu kitongole kya UBOS mukulu Okoth ategeezezza nti okusinziira ku ebinyini results zafuluma abasajja abakyala basingako abasajja obungi ate era bwetegereza abavubuka abali mu myaka 17 n'okukka wansi bayitirivu nnyo n'okudde kyennyamizaamu ng'eggwanga bwetegereza nti abaana bano tebawa misolo ate bwetegereza nti Banja lya Uganda likola so government eno okutunula nnyo okulaba nga expanding oba egazi ya tax base oba wefuneyo omusolo ate bobola nga banafa abawubos batuwadde results eziraga nti generation oba population ewerako eri wansi wa myaka 17 kiteekera ddala kimulina okuddayo nga mu government abakulembeze ku board mugamba tugenda ku planning tutya abaana bano oba ate n'eggwanga okuba nga tutwaliza mbo tukyatunuulira twagala nnyo ekitundu kyaffe kino ekisembayo okutunuulira ennyo bitundu ki ebirina abantu abangi abaffe Kampala alimu abantu bameka Mukono alimu abantu bameka okusingira ddala kubanga lwaki neddala gwe muna business andaba twagala okuwa statistics zino obonaaba osiga ensimbi wangu investing ensimbi zo omanye wa woteekeddwa okubanga oteeka ensimbi zo oba investing olwensonga lwa abantu waliwo akatali neriba tajja kubeera mmoja. Mr. Okoth, what are the areas that are densely populated?
Of course, Kampala is densely populated, Greater Kampala. Okay. I think with the figures of about 1.8 million.
1.8 million in Kampala.
Yeah. And of course also Mukono, Wakiso, these areas are very, very highly populated. And of course the trend has always been like that because there is a lot of influx. People come to the city to look for what to do, to look for jobs. So you would actually expect that Kampala would have a high number of residents or people living within the greater Kampala mainly. And also because of the much more opportunities that are within in Kampala. You may not find the similar job opportunities when you are in Karamoja or in Ggwanga or in Agago and so on and so forth. So that contributes a lot to that kind of urban migration, that people always look for greener pastures in the urban centers. You find that in most cities, Hoima, Fort Portal, Gulu City, Lira City, there's more concentrated population. And that is obviously caused by that kind of trend.
Okay. Yeah. Let us go to the region level. Eastern,
at the
Central.
regional level, let me see if I have the figures here. You know, I told you in statistics.
We see Buganda.
In statistics.
We want to know Buganda, Busoga, those western regions. Because one thing that I'm quite sure is that Central region, Buganda region, has a lot of people, followed by Busoga.
I want to get that distribution.
As Mr. Koth looks for.
So in terms of distribution, population distribution by sub-region, allow me to read it, because I don't want to have wrong figures. These are numbers. I may not have everything in my head. Now, in terms of the regional distribution, actually, sub-region has a male population of 1.06 million and female 1.04. And it has a total population of 2 million people. That is actually sub-region. Ankole sub-region, let me just read maybe the totals to save time. Ankole sub-region has 3.6 million people. That's Ankole. KD has 2.3 million.
Without you addressing the issue of payment. For the people that did a great job to you and to this country, most people are complaining they weren't paid.
Okay. Two things mattered in the payment.
Okay.
One, did you participate in the exercise? Two, do you have your number registered in your name?
Those are conditions now.
Three, has your name been cleared by the district where you worked? The rest comes now back to you, boss. Now, those were the processes.
But
first of all,
hold on. We have some people, especially when you sent in invitations for people to come and participate, you invited those of senior 6. different levels. You might find someone, he registered his or her line in using the national ID for the parents. So
now, this is where I'm coming. We have emphasized, and my ED has always spoken about this, that we shall only pay you if your number reflects your name. And I know the management decided to do this to avoid, third parties interfering in these monies. That you worked, you must receive money.
So you people, you don't pay cash?
No, we are not paying cash.
Why?
We are not paying cash because we don't even want to touch money.
Just be up.
We don't even want to touch money because I wasn't an enumerator. Why should the money pass through me? The money should go to the person who worked.
So that means
that saves us in terms of accountability, first of all, and also transparency on how we use government resources. That we are transparent, that the money is given to the last beneficiary. That's why we're saying your number must reflect your name. So, condition number 1. Condition number 2, you must have worked. Condition number 3, the people who supervised you in the district must have cleared you that indeed this person did what? Worked. Then for us we
so that means
now listen. The many who are complaining, or the few who are still complaining, they had that challenge, which we are still rectifying with them, because we don't want to pay money to wrong people, and tomorrow they come and claim, I didn't receive my payment, and yet I worked. I have your appointment letter. You understand? So, but also, the few who are complaining, they are now less than 5%. We have paid over 95% of the numerators. Otherwise, by now they would be striking. Yeah, but those few complaints are there. I accept, but the cause of those issues were mismatch in the names, numbers not captured rightly, delayed clearance from the local government, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, as you boss, for us, we are ready to pay to the last beneficiary and ensure that whoever worked receives their payment.
Someone has just sent me a message. Those tablets that you people used, did you give them to the enumerators to take them as an offer, or they were supposed to be returned?
All the tablets, those are government properties. In fact, if you don't return a tablet, you're not supposed to be paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we wind up,
of course, I want to first of all thank our viewers for spending this time with us. I also want to thank the government for providing resources to ensure that we're able to conduct such a national program, which I believe the figures and the findings will help to improve the development trends in our country, and of course will shape a new investment decisions that will see us become a better nation, become a happier citizen, make our country a better place to be in. But also, I would like to encourage that we make the good use of the data. It is not good to produce data and people don't consume it. Yeah. This is a public good.
Especially for the business sector, for those that have public.
Exactly. Let's use the figures based on our interests. If you're interested in investment, then you need to look at which area do I invest in, things like that. So over and above, we are so grateful to Smart Television for giving us this opportunity to share with people the findings of census. As going by the roadmap, I already talked about it. We shall have another results of a set of results, which is provision in September, and then the final or main report will be released in December. I thank you very much for listening.
Buterevu omulungi ali ku Smart 24 TV okwongera okubanga menya mukatono tuba tutunulidde nnyo tuba torch mu results banaffe abayumbose bakatuwa eziraga nti kati bana Uganda bakunukiza okuwera miliyoni 46 ez'abantu ate era omukulu w'opoota akyongedde n'akinoganya nti ebitundu bya Buganda n'ebitundu bya Busoga bye birina abantu abayitivu. Zino kitegeeza kigo muna business andegesa amaaso andaba essaawa zino results zino zirina okuyambako okulaba nga zikuzibula amaaso wowe olina okuteeka ensimbi zona biki byolina okuba nga ate oteekamu ensimbi zo ate olabe nga ozijjayo bulungi. Era tutegeezezza nga mu Septemba babajja okwongera nga baba yubasi batuwe results zonna mu butongole omuntu mutujja okumanyira abantu bameka abaavu abantu bameka abali balinnye kunyonya abalina passport okusinziira ku bibuuzo bina bye baababuuza ali ate era ne situna tulambika n'atunyonyola nti olina yinangatte yabalwa oli waddembe okuddeyo ku LC yo n'obanyonyola n'obagamba nti chairman saabalibwa olwo chairman n'akola enteekateeka n'acommunicatinga ne bannaffe abayubos olwo n'ate ne bajja ne bakubala so kitegeeza process ekyagendera ddala maaso because it's still going on although silently.
No, the process is not going on. But there is what we are going to do, which is very important exercise, what we call the post-enumeration survey.
Okay.
The post-enumeration survey is mainly to ensure that there is quality in terms of coverage and the content of the census results. The post-enumeration survey is a standardized method of measuring the outcomes of the census.
So you sit back and then you reflect on the results?
Not really. We are going back to the field.
Okay.
In every district, in every division, we are going to identify one village. We are sampling one village. And we are going to ask them the various questions like it was during the census, because we want to know if the responses were correct, accurate, or they are similar to the results that we have already now, which were based from this exercise is going to start this very month, and maybe it may slightly cross to next month. So the post-enumeration survey for census is very essential, and this is by the as provided by the principles of conducting a national population housing census, that you are able to verify what you did, and it is actually conducted by an independent body.
Okay.
So that we can have trust and confidence in the results.
Thank you. It has been great hosting you. Mulabi omulungi wa Smart 24 TV saga kubanga suka wanu tulabagane sabiti ejenenga nja ubasa mwena mwena abali mu offices enjawulo abagenda koza transport wenjawulo tuvuge bulungi nnyo tugoberere okulambikibwa kw'obupande obuli ku nguudo endimetta ate kati enkuba etonnyo kubo libali serera so tufube nnyo okulaba nga tweddako obubenje mukendeere paka next week ojja okuba nga nkomawo awangale maso moja bulungi mwera.